Civilization or Barbarism, an Authentic Anthropology by Dr. Cheikh Anta. Today, with the explosion everywhere in the world of these structures inherited from the past, we are witnessing a new moral and spiritual birth among peoples. A new African moral consciousness and a new national temperament are developing before our eyes. And unless the structures resist, and how could they? This phenomenon of spiritual transformation of the people will become greater. Until now, the cultural traits that we inherited from the past are very ones that we analyzed in Le Unite Culturel de Afrique Noire: goodness, gaiety, optimism, social sense, etc. And this brief account shows that there is nothing fixed or permanent about them, but that they change with the conditions. Africa is beginning to experience some strongly individualistic consciousnesses with all of the usual consequences. How can one then explain the feeling of cultural identity throughout this permanent change? What are the cultural invariants that we are talking about earlier? We cannot answer this question in detail here, but we can at least recall that the historical and linguistic factors constitute coordinates, quasi absolute reference points in relation to the permanent flux of psychic changes, and that the blacks of the diaspora. The linguistic bond is broken, but the historical bond remains stronger than ever, perpetuated by memory, just as the cultural heritage of Africa, which is evident in the three Americas, attests to the continuity of cultural customs. It has even been said, I believe, that the difference between the white American and his English, or in any event European ancestor, is the Negro laugh, so pleasant, inherited from the household slave who raised his children. And that concludes this chapter, chapter 14. How do you define culture? In civilization or barbarism? I'm Uriel. We'll continue. Hi, sorry.